name is Christine Blumenstein-Essen, and I'm coming from Austria. And I'm working there as a therapist, as a supervisor, and as a coach and trainer. And I'm here in Bilbao to do a workshop on constellation work in the context of organizations and coaching. From systems theory, and when I'm talking about systems theory, I now think about Luhmann's theory of social systems. In this kind of system theory, which is a sociologist point of view, this social system is not formed by the individuals, but by the contributions, the contributions of persons to a communication. So you could say all the communications, all the ways how people talk to each other, the way how they show each other. It's not only about talking, it's also about showing. The way how we communicate is the way how we create our ideas, and it's the way how we create the realm in which we exist together. And in that way, a social system is not the individuals together, but it's more like the way how the communication goes on. And this is more an idea of a social system in a time frame. That means that as long as a certain communication is held upright by the participants, as long as, I try to find the English word, as long as one communication goes like the ring of a chain into another chain of the ring of the former communication. In German we call that anschlussfähig. As long as one chain goes into the next, we have a chain of communication that makes a certain melody. You could say like a phrase of music. And as long as this kind of communication is done, this kind of social system is existing. When we stop to find the rings where we can click in, the social system ends. And another social system might appear. So that means that when we are creating social systems by the way how we are communicating, that means that a social system is nothing that is in a sense of solidity or in a sense of something that lasts as long as people last. And when you transfer that to constellation work, you could say that what we set up in a constellation is not the family or the organization or the psychic system of that is. What we are setting up is we are having a question of a client or somebody who is interested in something. We have a question, and when we have a question, we have a kind of intent, and we have a kind of Richtung, direction. And when we constellate, we constellate something that is a question for of somebody in direction of something that this person wants to achieve or know or being answered. And this person, in this context where we are, in a group or in a coaching setting or in a therapeutic setting, this person in this moment, in this context of his or her life, in this context where we do the consultation or the therapy, is asking a question. And what we see when we set up a family or an organization or whatever, an abstract, philosophical or psychic mental system, is especially when we set up a family or an organization, we set up a social system. That means the elements of communication that are present in this moment regarding to this question. That means this means a more fluid idea about the systems we see in a constellation and that we are choreographing. In that way, we are not searching for the right family, for the right organization. We are searching how we can understand the social system that a client or a group of clients has in mind. And we are seeing what kind of new ideas, of new forms of communication, of a new performance of the social system can be found in order to have a different way of dealing with each other. So we could say there's a special communication there is a communication in this system that makes a problem be there and does everything that it can exist. And when we find new ideas, and when we find new perspectives and new ways to communicate, we invent a new social system that might be nicer or more peaceful or more creative